So you want to build muscle, but you don't want to dirty bulk, feel bloated, tired, and eat like trash. You probably tried eating clean, only to realize whole foods are healthy, but not very calorie dense. And if you got a small appetite, that just makes it so much harder. Most healthy meal plans out there are either too low in calories, or you need to eat 6 meals a day and track every single gram. But what if I told you didn't need to count calories, didn't need to eat every 3 hours, didn't need to remember to take 10 supplements a day? I've been there. I started out so small and skinny that I was afraid to take off my t-shirt because I look smaller than most girls around me. And it made me really insecure and unconfident. But over the last 10 years, I've gained over 50 pounds of muscle naturally with pretty average genetics, and it's changed everything for me. It gave me confidence, and not only did that improve my social life, but it's also improved my professional life. But it took me way longer than it should have to get there because I made every mistake possible. I dirty bulked, gained more fat than muscle, made me feel like crap after every meal when I dirty bulked. Also stressed out about tracking calorie, which honestly felt like a part-time job. I've quitted and started over so many times. I spent 10 years to get where I am today when I could have done it in 2. But through all my trial and errors, I now know what's the most effective and easiest way to build muscle. Last month alone, I gained nearly 5 pounds of lean mass following this system. And it's just 2 meals a day, 3,500 calories just from those 2 meals, so you don't have to stress about counting calories. And it's packed with nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, so you don't have to remember taking 10 supplements a day. And it's from real food that makes you feel great after eating it, not make you feel like you need to take a power nap. And it helps you build muscle without packing on unnecessary fat. We don't rise to our goals, we fall short to the levels of our system. Shout out to James Clear. So if your goal is to build muscle, you need to build a system that guarantees that you'll be in a calorie surplus. Why a calorie surplus, you're probably wondering? Because if you burn more calories than you eat, your body will start losing weight. And that might mean fat, which is great. But it also can mean muscle, which isn't ideal if you were like me, a twig. Losing muscle is the last thing you want. To build muscle, you have to be at a calorie surplus. But that doesn't mean you need to calorie count. In fact, I don't recommend calorie counting. Calorie counting is time consuming, it's exhausting in my opinion, and it's unsustainable for most people long term. Tracking every bite you take requires too much discipline and mental energy. I recommend rather building a system, one you can repeat every day, that automatically puts you in a calorie surplus without having to track calories. To build that system, you need to know how many calories you need to have every single day. So step 1 is to figure out how much food you need. And to do that, I made a calculator, link in the description. Just plug in your age, gender, height, weight, and activity levels, and it gives you your daily target macros. It can also give your macros if you just want to lose weight. But in this case, we're trying to gain weight and build muscle. So for me, I need to create a system that guarantees that I'll eat more than 3,191 calories. Meal 1, I'm having 450 grams of picanha steak, which is the top side of the sirloin, 1 small avocado, about 160 grams, and my choice of fruits on the side. I'm not going to count the fruit though, because the fruit changes every single day. And my main meal without the fruit should have enough calorie. With that meal though, I'm having a smoothie shake. It's a pineapple mango smoothie. Here's what's inside. 250 grams of kefir, 1 small banana, about 5 inches, which is honestly not that small. 5 inches in many cases is too big. 20 grams of coconut flakes, 125 grams of frozen mangoes, 125 grams of frozen pineapple, and then top it off with something you've probably been called if you've ever been to Thailand. Honey. No money, no honey. Just that meal alone is 1,835 calories. A mistake I made when I was bulking in the past, and that is very common with men, is that we get too fat or we burn out trying to gain the weight. If you burn out, it's because you made it too difficult for yourself. If you got a busy life, trying to eat 4 to 5 meals a day is a joke. It takes too much time considering cooking, eating, and cleaning. You need to make it as easy for yourself as possible. That means fewer meals if you're busy, something you can repeat every day with ease. Eating smarter means red meat, eggs, avocado, nuts, calorie-dense real food that are healthy, that makes you feel great. And it also means drinking some of your calories, because drinking your calorie is a lot easier if you have a low appetite, and it's also way less time consuming. Like this smoothie, kefir, banana, pineapple, mango, coconut flakes, and honey tastes amazing, and you don't get sick of it compared to a gainer shake that makes you fat because they're full of refined sugar, seed oils, and we're addictive that puts you in a food coma after. This meal alone have 1,835 calories. It's easy because it's just steaks, avocado, and a smoothie. It's packed with micronutrients. It's super healthy, makes you feel great. And here's what most people don't realize. If you got a low appetite, it's often a byproduct of poor health. Things like sleep, stress, and even your mood are heavily influenced by what you eat. And if your diet is full of sugar, seed oil, and ultra-processed junk, it creates a feedback loop that makes you feel like crap. So once you start eating more real food, more nutrient-dense food, whole foods, your health improves and your hunger will naturally come back. Meal 2 is a burger made from 250 grams of grass-fed ground beef, 80-20 cut. You want the fattiest cut you can find because it's more calorie dense. Also, fat makes it taste better. I top it off with one small avocado, about 160 grams, and an extra large pasteurized fried eggs. With that meal, I'm also having another smoothie. This time it's a berry smoothie. Same thing though, 250 grams of kefir, 2 small bananas. You can use one big one though. I use 2 small ones because that's the only type of banana they sell on the grocery stores where I live in Cape Town. So not all bananas are bigger in South Africa, or at least the fruit. But everything else, yeah, it's bigger. Then I add 125 grams of frozen raspberries, 125 grams of frozen blackberries, and 2 tablespoons of honey. No money, no honey. This smoothie is what I usually have before a workout because it's packed with carbs, so it gives me the fuel I need for lifting heavy. That meal alone has 1,594 calories. If you're busy, this is going to save you so much time. Prepping these meals for an entire week for me takes about an hour. You just batch cook a bunch of meat and throw it in a glass container and you'll heat it up whenever you need it. And trust me, it saves way more time than delivery or Uber Eats. A lot of us do delivery because we think it saves time. But throughout the week, we spend a lot of hours deciding what to eat on Uber Eats just for the delivery guy to show up at the wrong building. So you have to walk to the next neighborhood in your bathrobe to pick up your food in the middle of the night. And ordering food is unpredictable. Even if you pick something healthy, you don't know if you're getting the macros you need. With a portion of the money you save, you can actually hire me to figure out your meals for you because I'm opening up 3 spots where I handle everything for you, training and nutrition. And I haven't done nutrition for a while because it took a lot of energy from me in the past, giving my client their full attention so they can reach their goals. But I'm doing now only 3 spots though because I'm trying to save up money so I can fly my mom out here on vacation. So if you got the dineros, I'll be your good little slave and I'll build you your nutritional system and also your training system based on your goals, training experience, and lifestyle that will get you from A to C. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a tiny muscle and this is a bigger muscle. But I'm only opening up 3 spots, and if this whole YouTube thing blows up, you might not ever get the chance to work with me again. And I'm really good at doing nutrition. Me creating you a nutritional system is like Elon creating a system for SpaceX or Tesla. I'm that good. If you want to apply for coaching, link in the description. If you want to do it yourself, check out the free macro calculator, link in the description for that too. It's a great place to start if you want to create your own system. Just from these 2 meals alone, I'm getting 3,500 calories. Not only am I covering all my macros pretty easily, but if you look here, I'm also covering almost all my vitamins and minerals for the day. When you eat real food, red meat, fish, eggs, fruits, and nuts, you don't need to remember to take 10 different supplements every day that really won't do jack shit for you. You don't need even to take a multivitamin, you don't need to take any greens powder, and you don't even need to take protein powders, because here's the problem with supplements. Here's a study from 2021 that looked at 20 different commercial protein powders. All of them had lower amount of protein than labeled. Some were missing as much as half of what they promised per scoop. But Amazon requires now third-party testing. That still doesn't mean shit. Companies can still submit a perfect benchtop sample for testing and then use the same batch number on a lower quality product that they send out. And here's the thing, when you're bulking and cutting, hitting your macros are essential, especially protein. It can be the difference from you reaching goals in 6 months or you spinning your wheels for 12 and getting nowhere. So why gamble on supplements that might be underdosed, poorly absorbed, or just BS altogether, when you can eat real food and be 100% sure that you're getting what you need? From these 2 meals, I'm nearly getting 190 grams of protein. I don't need any protein powder then. The only thing I recommend to supplements is creatine because it's difficult to get it from real food. 1 pound of red meat only gets you about 2 grams of creatine. Ideal dose is 5 grams a day. And it's one of those few supplements that actually work. It actually helps you build strength, improve performance, and also might boost your cognition. But everything else, just skip the supplement roulette. It's just a bunch of money for nothing really. So I followed this exact diet for 1 month, same 2 meals, same calories, same strategy, and I gained almost 5 pounds of lean mass. And I mainly only lifted 2 times a week doing that. If you want to see what type of workout I did to make it happen, check out this video. And if you want to build your own system, use the calorie calculator in the link in the description, or apply for online coaching if you want me to do it for you. Stay healthy, keep thriving, and I hope I see you soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.